34.8 points per game, and 130th in yards allowed. 453.3 per game. 453.3 yards per game.
BWB. Bandwagon Buffs.
That's right. It's your man's Harry Billion. Please do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. Make sure to give me the thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you can get the videos as soon as I upload it to YouTube. All right, family, I got to go ahead and get into this video real quick. So that's all the business I got. You know what time it is. Let's work. What's going on, guys? I hope all is well. I hope you are having a great week. So listen, man, I wanted to take a break from these research videos to do a reaction video. Livingston interview by the pregame show, Uncle Neely. If I make a mistake and call him Sean Livingston in this video, please forgive me, okay? I wanted to do this reaction because I feel like I've been pretty vocal and I've been sort of an adversary to his hiring. And the reason why is because I feel like he doesn't have the experience and the splash that was promised to us. I know that some people are going to feel some kind of way or have something to say about that. Like, what do you expect from the guy? I respect the hire. I respect what Coach Prime is doing. Just because of the mandate or the expectation to win now. That's why I pretty much said I feel some kind of way about this hire. But something that Robert Livingston said kind of has swayed my thinking. I look at things with a critical eye. I always give praise where praise is due, but I do speak the truth. I do reserve the right to say how I feel without be called a hater like Kwame Brown says. I don't have to be a part of the go along, get along gang for me to like Coach Prime or for me to respect and like Coach Prime and what he's doing over there. I like to be truthful. So let's go ahead and cover that. I'll give you my reaction. Let's go. Most of y'all have already seen this interview. If you haven't seen the interview, guys, I'm going to drop the link to the video in the description. You can go ahead and click on the link in the description so you can go ahead and subscribe to the channel when you get there and help the channel out.
With the Bengals, you were in charge of secondary, coaching those DBs, and now here working with Coach Prime, because he tells us all the time, you're not working for me, you're working with me. Here working with Coach Prime. Talk about the dynamic of being in charge of the defense, but with your secondary background and one of the greatest secondary player of all time.
Yeah, I think you'd be an idiot not to use them. I think everybody kind of goes in and it's going to be this way. And I think our job as leaders is when you come into a new spot, you can kind of take a 30,000-foot view of, okay, who are we? What can our players do? And then let's adapt. That's the question that everybody has is, tell me about, what kind of defense are you going to run? And Jonathan Gannon, to his credit, when he was introduced in Philadelphia, his quote at the introductory press conference, which probably didn't go over great in Philly because nothing does, is, I don't have a playbook. I will do what the players do well. And that's kind of our rallying cry here is obviously it's a collection of really talented guys, good guys as well. So let's look and let's see what we can become. And we'll grow that, kind of brick by brick.
This is what impresses me the most of the things that he has said. I'll tell you the reason why this impresses me. This was one of my assessments of Sean Lewis when Sean Lewis was here. Usually when you get these young, bright minds, when they come into the building, they're excited to come into the job and they're bright and they have great ideas and they come in and, they're going 1,000 miles per hour. They've already studied defenses and offenses in the conference. If they've done that, then they'll come with these ideas and plays that they think will work. I thought about that for Sean Lewis and I thought about Shedeur and the type of person that Shedeur is. I was wondering if Sean Lewis ever took the time to just sit down with Shedeur, get into his mind to understand the type of person that he is, to understand the type of player that he is, the way that he thinks, and then to try to come up with plays and schemes that will fit that personality or will fit that style of play. I don't know. We do have a little bit of an insight from the interview that Shedeur gave to the DMVR above guys when he said that that's not my style of play. That's not to say that they didn't sit down or he didn't spend no time with him, but it just gave me a little bit of insight to understand, like, what if they would have sat down, what if they would have had some type of conversations and Shedeur would have had some type of input to say, hey, this is how I like to play the game. And if Sean Lewis would have took the time to just learn who Shedeur is. I sometimes wonder if 2023 would have went differently. If they would have taken the time to get to know each other more personally. I wonder if things would have gone differently. Because when people get to know each other, when people get to actually have a conversation with you, when they understand who you are and how you think, how you tick, the things that make you tick, those things translate into the way that you guys perform on that field. I know X's and O's and, just knowing the playbook, you get the playbook, you learn the playbook. Football heads may say, oh, it don't take all of that when you get to the NFL. Ain't nobody having no conversations with you. Nobody's going to your house and doing none of that stuff. But I would say that from interviews that that I've heard from players, things that I've heard players say when people invite guys over to spend quality time, like the quarterbacks inviting the linemen over, or the quarterback and the coach spending time together to understand each other, to understand what the goals are. That's why what Robert had to say, it intrigued me. If he's going to take what was said in Philly to really champion what was said in Philly, I'm not coming with a playbook. That's not to say he doesn't have a playbook, but that's more so in the mindset of we're going to develop plays, we have a plan, but we're going to take the approach of understanding the guys that we have. We're going to take their best attributes. We're going to take their weaknesses, their strengths, and we're going to try to craft a playbook around those weaknesses and those strengths. That right there speaks volumes to me. That means that he understands what's going on. I'm excited for just hearing that because I'm like, he gets it. He understands it. That this is about trust. This is about relationship. There's a lot more to the football than just X's and O's. Ability. You know what I'm saying? This is about understanding the guy that's next to you. So you getting to learn the players. You getting to understand their strengths and their weaknesses is going to help you to understand, what am I calling? I can't make that call if I know that guy can't do that. If Cooper can't do that, if Kwamani McLean ain't ready for that type of call, I ain't going to make that call. That excites me. You know what? I like this guy. I'm ready for whatever's going to come. On paper, he doesn't have the experience of a DC, of a defensive coordinator. But from that human perspective, from that other perspective where you want the person that's taking this job to understand that other element of it, the personnel element of it, it should give you confidence to know that this guy, he's thinking correctly. He's already of the right mindset. Now, play calling in the trenches, understanding when things are going fast, understanding what to do, they're going to figure that out. He's an NFL guy. He's been around the game long enough to understand the position. So it's not like he doesn't understand the position. He just doesn't have it on his resume that he actually operated in that capacity. But it doesn't mean that he doesn't understand it. That's what's now warming me up to this guy, because now I'm like, okay, you know what? He gets it. Whatever he's lacking or whatever he doesn't have currently, the fact that he understands it, it gives me confidence to think that he's going to be all right. And whatever mistakes he makes, I'm willing to live with those mistakes. I'm willing to accept the mistakes. No matter who you are, no matter how great you are, what experience you're coming with, new environments are going to present new challenges for you. And you're going to make mistakes regardless of what experience. Even the most experienced guy that was at the position, Kelly, he made a lot of mistakes. It's not always going to be about what experience you had previous to this situation, because the Big 12, these are whole new teams. These are whole new players. For the most part, all new teams that we're going to be facing, new schemes, new DCs, new OCs that we're going to be facing. There is going to be some type of learning curve. Robert Livingston is giving me these vibes of this person is going to be okay. Let's listen into a few more.
We have a great staff. I think anytime you take a new job, that's the first thing is, you got to get to know those guys. And they've been great to me. Obviously, they know the college space better than I do. As you said, it's been 12 years since I've been in this space. They know these players. These players are drawn to them. They're great men. They're movers of men. They're leaders. I've really enjoyed getting to know them, listening to their stories, listening to them speak to the team. I think it's important that everybody has a voice in this thing. That's probably the biggest perceived difference in the NFL and in college is the NFL is a people business, obviously, and I would love to do the same thing here. And we'll have a tribe mentality defensively. No job too big, no job too small. That'll go with the staff as well. So as you talk about with Coach Prime, you don't work for me, you work with me. That's what it is. We're 5, 6, 7 defensive coordinators in that room.
The fact that he's going to lean on the people that are in that room, the staff. This is a team sport. We're putting 11 guys on offense and 11 guys on defense. The coaching staff is a team as well. Everybody leaning on each other's experiences. What do you have to offer? When you're in the meetings, what do you see here? Trusting the other guys, trusting their experience, trusting their eyes and their ears. When they're doing film study, and then using that information to craft what's going to work best for the talent that they have on this team. I'm getting warmer and warmer on this guy because you got to listen to people. I believe he understands the weight of it, the gravity of it. He understands what this is about. He understands that he's stepping into a situation that is a hot seat and he has to perform right now. He's going to take this thing day by day. He's going to take it easy. He's a calm person. You can tell. He understands the moment. That's what I'm getting from him. This is his time. He has to shine now. If he wants to be a head coach, if that's the desire to become a head coach either in the NFL NFL or at the college ranks, to become a head coach and to have your own team, he understands that this is the pathway and he has to show up and he has to perform now. He's not going to take this for granted. He knows this moment. He understands what this moment is for him. He's been here before and he is ready for this moment. I needed to look at this guy and I needed to hear him talk. Whether this is a circumstantial hire or not, I like Livingston. I like his spirit. I like the fact that he slows it down in his head. This guy is slowing this stuff down in his head. He's taking it moment by moment. Make no mistake, he's very capable of doing this job. Make no mistake, he is ready to take this defense to where it needs to be at, and he's very studious and he's ready. I can tell the things that he's not saying, I'm hearing. Is he going to make mistakes? No doubt. First of all, you need to make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. It's never going to be a perfect situation. All right, mistakes help you to get better. Mistakes help you to grow. There's always room for growth. For the most part, it's not always about the mistake. It's what you do after the mistake, how you respond to the mistakes, how you respond to adversities, to challenges. And L just means learning. This is an opportunity to learn. When you face adversities or when something happens, how prepared you are to learn from that situation is going to tell us, the fan base, that you're ready for that job, that you're not shook. I ain't gonna lie to you. Sean Lewis sometimes felt like he was shook at times. Something shook him. I haven't seen Livingston in a pressure cooker position or in a pressure cooker situation, but you can hear him. Like, he's calm. He's easygoing. You need this type of spirit. You need this type of energy. When situations happen, IQ is obviously there. He exudes confidence. He understands the moment, and you can tell that he's ready for this job. At the end of the day, man, picking up the type of confidence that he will be willing to accept the mistakes and make the necessary adjustments right away. Let's take a few more and then we'll be done.
And I think that's important in any organization to have that participatory feedback where people know their opinions are not only being heard, but when the time is right, even being implemented.
Yeah, for sure. I think everybody works hard, and I think it's easy to say work hard because you're lucky. It's a great job, but it's human nature. Eventually, when you're glossed over or maybe you're not recognized in a way that you want to be, eventually it just turns off.
Yeah.
You're just going to do it. Well, I got to do this, or I want everybody on staff to have input and have a voice. And yes, I will have to have final say, because if things go great, it's because we have great players and a great staff. If things don't go great, it's all my fault. And that's it.
And that's the head coach's philosophy too.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Right? I'm phenomenally blessed to be here, and that's how I view leadership.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Understanding that everything rises and falls on leadership. If you're the leader and you understand that this is your responsibility, this is where you take the team. You are the defensive coordinator. You're responsible for making sure that every aspect of the defense works, whether it's the DBs or it's the line, the secondary. You are responsible for the entire thing. You're coming from a position where you were just responsible for one aspect of the defense. The safeties are not doing what they need to do. If the secondary is not doing what they need to do, you fix that and then you move on. But in this position, now you're responsible for the whole thing. That understanding gives me the confidence that this guy gets it. We're going into year number 2. Coach Prime is going to be held accountable for several things. Being able to say, oh, well, we didn't have this. You really don't have that grace period no more. I'm going to show you some numbers because we were one of the worst defenses, okay? This is from Brian Howard of BuffZone.com. Brian, I appreciate you, man. I can't say it enough. So now look at this. Nationally, CU ranked 124th in points allowed, 34.8 per game, 34.8 points per game, and 130th in yards allowed, 453.3 per game, 453.3 yards per game. The Buffs also allowed 17.8 plays of 10 plus yards per game. Think about it. The Buffs also allowed 17.8 plays of 10 plus yards per game, which is more than any other team in the country. These numbers are horrendous, but these numbers was with somebody who had the resume. These are the 2023 numbers with Kelly at the helm, with the guy with the better resume as a DC, as a defensive coordinator. The NCAA Division I Football Bowl Subdivision, that's FBS, formerly known as Division 1A, is the highest level of college football in the United States. The FBS consists of the largest schools in the National Collegiate Athletic Association, that is the NCAA. As of the 2024 season, there are 10 conferences and 134 schools in FBS. So out of 134 134 schools. And listen, that information is from Wiki. If the numbers are different, forgive me, but let's just say those numbers were true and there's 134 schools, right? Nationally, CU ranked 124th in points allowed. 124th. Like, bruh, you're at the bottom, bruh. 34.8 points allowed per game. That's per game. Every game, they're giving us 35 points. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they're giving us 35 points every game, bruh. We gotta stop that. And 130th in yards allowed. Dead last. Dead last. If it was 130 teams in 2023, we got 4 more teams in 2024, right? Let's say it was 130 in 2023. We were dead last. We were the last. 453.3 yards per game on our defense. There was 18 plays where they had 10 plus yards per game. 18 plays. Think about it. More than any other team in the country. Those numbers have to change, and I believe they're going to change. Each week would be different. Each week would be a different week. It'll be a different grind, he said. It really comes back to us. It's how we play fundamentally. How do we take on blocks? How do you tackle in the open field? How do you play man coverage? And how do you track the ball? I like when a coach talks fundamentals. I like when a coach understands the nitty gritty, the simple stuff. Football is supposed to be simple. Like I said, football is poetry in motion. How do you track the ball? It's like a dance. It's like a ballet. What is the offense trying to tell you? What are they trying to do to you? It always starts with understanding what the offense is trying to do. If you understand what the offense is trying to do, the guy in front of you is just a small part of that bigger scheme. But now you got the bigger scheme in your brain and you understand it already. You understand this is what they're trying to do. So you understand your assignment. Stop this guy, stop the scheme. That's it. If you do your job, you pretty much just spoil the whole scheme. That's what Livingston is talking about. That's what he's trying to say. It's going to be about us, what we need to do, how we need to play to make sure that they feel our presence. And every game is going to be different. I like what he's saying, and I'm warming up to him. And I think he's going to do a good job this season. Colorado football is going to be good this year. Let me know what you think, guys. I hope you like this reaction video, guys. Please go watch the other videos. I just put out a video about our 10 most impactful transfers. Go and watch that video also. I got another video coming. I'm continuing the series, Colorado versus the Big 12, who got better. We're going to be talking about Colorado State, all right? If they got better, the positions they got better in, the players they got, and how they got better. And then we're going to be talking about Baylor, how they got better as well. So those videos are coming, but thank you guys for your support. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to share this video if you found it valuable. All right, guys, so I'll see you on the next video. I'm gonna leave it right there. Okay.